It's that time of year again, folks, when I can actually sit down, catch my breath, and play with the toys that Santa brought me for Christmas. And, as usual, I love inviting all of you along on the journey. So, we're going to kick things off with the G.I. Joe Classified Law and Order. So, stick around. Hello, fellow dorks and dorkettes, and welcome to It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room. My name is Rob, and in this episode we will be taking a look at and playing with the new G.I. Joe Classified Law and Order action figure. I am super excited for this because he was one of my favorites growing up, simply because I was never able to get Junkyard and Mutt, so he was a stand-in, and he was awesome enough for that. I mean, he's an awesome character in his own right. I don't mean to take anything away from him by comparing him to Mutt and Junkyard. But we're talking about me as a kid, and yeah, it was a stand-in, but he had his own adventures. Anyway, the toys behind me, they all didn't come from Santa. I've been stockpiling them for a while because I really haven't had time to dig into them. So, over time, we're going to chip away at them and take a look at them, play with them, talk about them, enjoy them. So anyway, without further ado, let's head over here and take a look at Law and Order.
Yo, Joe!
Okay folks, here is Law and Order. He came with a ton of accessories, which we will look at in detail when we take a look at the figure a little bit more up close. Now, let's first take a look at Order, his faithful German Shepherd. I mean, he definitely looks like a good boy. Very happy, tongue out. Comes with this harness, MP K9 on it, very cool. Has various handles on it. Oops. A place where you could put a leash, which, spoiler alert, he didn't come with a leash. Would have been cool if he did, because the original figure did, from 1987. Little paint application there. But he is totally posable, just like pretty much all the other animal companions that come in the classified line. Very cool. But here, we'll put him here. And he did come with an angry face, as he's getting ready to rip some Cobra soldier's throat out. Very spooky looking when you're holding it like this. Wonder if it'd be cool if we could mount these onto the figures like that. Just for something fun to do. He also comes with these Rex specs, actually had to look that up, which are pretty much sunglasses and eye protection for any dog really, but definitely military police. And their canine companions. Now I assume it goes down over the ears like this. There we go. Actually, it looks like he's ready to hit the beach. Hang out with Spuds MacKenzie or something. But that's pretty cool. And I assume maybe that's a little camera. Little stretching involved, but goes on very nice. Now, those are the accessories that Order came with. Now, let's take a look at Law. Now, he has some great detailing in his vest and all the doodads and accessories on the vest. Like this radio and walkie-talkie here. I wish it could pop off and he could hold it. So look at the back here. Handcuffs, flashlight. Another cool thing that would be cool if it popped out. I said cool way too many times. And speaking of handcuffs, he comes with a pair. So let's fold these, which is kind of worrisome because it is not the best of plastics. I mean, look, it already has some stress discoloring on it. I mean, it would be... Now, did that break, or is it made to be like that? It looks like it was made to be that way. Maybe. Look at that a little up close. No, that definitely broke. Huh. Might have to put a little dab of glue on that later. That's kind of disappointing. But we'll just stick them there for now. Maybe I'm not supposed to fold them over. Looks like it's not thick enough for that, maybe. Interesting. He's got a little thing here for his baton or truncheon. Now, the original figure also came with this billy club, truncheon, tafana, whatever you want to call it. But, I mean, his belt has many pouches and stuff. Look, a little key ring thing here. But, of course, we skip over his handgun here. Wow. I think that was the most easiest time I've had with one of these ever. Usually you gotta stretch and pull and it pops up, and yeah, it's always trouble, but worked perfectly this time. Here we have his badge, which is cool. We have this MP canine armband. It seems to want to slide down a lot. His pouches here. I assume the Uzi he comes with can go in here. Which again, the original figure came with one. And he also comes with a knife. But let's see where the knife goes. I'm looking at the package, it doesn't really show. I'm missing something here, folks. Maybe it's just an extra knife. Doesn't fit in there. Plus, that would be bad for it to swing in this general area. Anyway, look at this. Great detailing on the boots. Folds in the fabric here. We'll just put the knife to the side. And, of course, another accessory the original came with that this one comes with. His white MP's helmet. Perfect fit. Looks great. Those darn handcuffs popped out. Sorry, a little smudge on his face there. See, and this armband keeps sliding down. Kind of don't like that. Maybe when I get the glue out to fix this. God, that's a bummer. I mean, how are they supposed to be? Just like that? Because now that I look at it, it definitely is not thick enough for both. Yeah, that's going to bug me. So I will fix that later. Anyways, one thing I like to do is compare to the original figure, which unfortunately I don't have my original Law and Order, and I've never picked up a new one. So we will throw a picture up here of the original figure. And like I said, it was originally released in 1987. And the accessories that it came with were a leash, his helmet, an Uzi, and the truncheon, billy club, whatever you want to call it. And as far as the general outfit goes, I mean, he has the handgun on the chest, red shirt, the MP's arm wrap, he has that as well. Red t-shirt, blue, I already said red shirt, I think. But blue vest. Of course, in the original, it's an open vest. This is closed, which the closed version looks awesome. But green pants, black boots. I mean, pretty spot on. Of course, the colors aren't as 80s-fied with the classified figure, but that's super awesome just the way it is. So I will try to figure out where I will put this knife. Man, that bugs me. Why include it if it's not not able to be put on his person? But if any of y'all found a good place to put it, or the proper place to put it, let me know in the comments. Sorry, didn't mean to hit the camera. There we go. Sorry, off camera there. Just playing with his Uzi in his hand. Look at that. Even has a watch. It's 12 o'clock. I think that's actually realistic. It is about midnight now. But anyway, I am going to play with him, fix him, and in the meantime, let's head out to the outro, and I'll see you there.
Okay, folks, back to me. And further inspection, the cuff holder was not broken. That is how it's made. So I noticed the difference was that the bottom of it is only half there. So it is made to put the handcuffs in folded over, and I guess they didn't want it to break the handcuffs or bust it like I thought it would, it did. So they gave it some breathing room that, it's a little open. Okay, so I take back any of that, and yeah, it's a great figure. Very happy to have it, and yeah, like I said, he was one of my favorites growing up because he was a stand-in for a figure that I'd wanted ever since it came out, but was never able to get because he was never on the shelves. Junkyard and Mutt and Junkyard, however you want to say it, were super popular and were always sold out. So Law and Order stepped in, filled that void in my life, and I always appreciate them for that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review. I had fun, played with them a little bit more off camera, and yeah, it's a solid figure, like all the classified figures. I have nothing bad to say about that line, and they can just keep on making them, and I will keep on buying them. Except, little side story here, I can't remember the name of it exactly, the Fear Viper or whatever it is, the one that comes with the green wolf. I just can't see spending $60 for that. I finally saw one out in the wild, and I just could not pull the trigger on $60, considering a lot of the other toys that, the figures in the classified line that come with pets are not that expensive. Yeah, he comes with different heads and some cool features, and the green see-through aesthetic is super awesome, but yeah, that just hurts my wallet. Maybe one day I'll save a little bit for it, but yeah, that's just a bummer. I cannot. I mean, on the shelf they had the MMS for, what was it, like 50 some bucks. That's cheaper than that. And down below they had the not the Vamp, but the Cobra equivalent. I can't think of the name. Anyway, and that was only like $20 more to get that. And that's a whole other vehicle, not just a dog, or wolf, sorry. So, yeah, I had a hard time making sense of that. But anyway, that's just me, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I love getting back to everyone. And if you're new around here and enjoyed this, or any of the episodes that YouTube is recommending down below, please hit subscribe. And hit that little bell icon, you'll be notified whenever there's a new episode. So anyway, until next time, thank you very much for watching. Keep being rad, and stay dorky.